Well, it's happened again. Someone else has fallen into the river. Thank you for joining. If you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button. Click on the little bell to get notifications. If you could give this video a thumbs up, it would help me immensely. Thank you so much. But boy howdy, it's happened again. Someone else, I'm assuming drunk on Broadway, ends up falling into the river.
She was dirty, she was not wearing shoes. We're told she was able to identify herself and told officers she had been in the river, but she didn't know why, and that she was thirsty. She was immediately taken to the hospital. And according to police, the 33-year-old is from New Jersey. She was in Nashville visiting a friend. Now, those who worked this case, they've worked these similar ones for decades, and they say they have never seen anything like this.
I've lived here most of my life, and I've never heard of so many people falling in the river as there has been lately. We know about Riley Strain, bless his heart, who a few months ago came to Nashville with some fraternity brothers and, bless his heart, ended up in the river. They found him a couple of weeks later, deceased 8 miles down from where he fell in. And we found out that was due to a blood alcohol content of 3 times the legal limit. No drugs were found in his system. But that's a lot of alcohol. It's a lot of alcohol. And I see it happen all the time here in Nashville. People, they come here, they treat it like it's a sprint instead of a marathon. They try to drink as much as they humanly can in the shortest amount of time. And it's going to have some bad consequences sometimes. Luckily for this woman, okay, she was in town visiting a friend from New Jersey. Her name is, let me see if I can pull it up, Alexandria Chimmel. I may be mispronouncing the last name. 33 years old. She comes to Nashville to visit a friend. They're on Broadway. And this is Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. So if I say Wednesday, and you're like, but it was Thursday. Think of it as Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. So she's down on Broadway, about 3rd and Broadway. Loses contact with her friend at about 2 o'clock in the morning. They can't find each other. And Thursday morning, around 3:42, her friend, her mother had called in to do a wellness check. And at some point, 3:42 a.m., they reported her missing. I don't know if it was the friend or if it was the mom that reported her missing. And she's captured on a lot of the security cameras around town. You can see her steps like she was on Broadway. And then there's a video clip right here of her on Church and 5th. So if she was at 3rd and Broadway, she walked up to 5th from the direction it looks like she's going. She's going up a hill. That is a big hill. I hate that hill. I've cussed that hill many a time. But here she is. Jeans, black tube top, looks like she's carrying something. I assume it's a purse. And the next video we see, or clip we see, Woodland and First. So that first clip was at 1:45 a.m. The next clip, 1:53 a.m. And right there, she's right by the river. So see where that black truck is? And that's kind of in the area where Riley Strain went missing, too. They found a shoe and I think her phone in front of the Timothy DeMumbrian statue, which is kind of over in this area. We just passed it. If you're on this road, this is 1st Avenue, going toward Woodland Street Bridge. Now, it's Wednesday. And Wednesdays are not nearly as crowded as a Friday or Saturday. So how in the world do you lose your friend? There's not that many people downtown. There's people, but not as many at all. So how do you lose track of your friend? And why would you leave anywhere that your friend was at? But she had enough wherewithal that she called her mom at some point. And that alerted her mom like, hey, something's not right. So she called for them to do a wellness check. And of course, like I said, then. Now, in this picture, you're going to see there's like a little homeless person right here. There's a lot of homeless that stay in this area. Harmless. Most of them, they may say hello, and that's about it. They never ask you for money. They never bother you. I've been down there a ton. None of them are trying to mug you or anything like that. It's just not like that, at least in my experiences. So she's on the side of the road. The other side of the road, that's parallel to the river. So at some point she crosses the road, and there's drop-offs. Like the one that they think Riley did isn't the one I think he went down. Because in other videos, I've walked through there, and it's like a slip and slide. Like you're just looking over out of curiosity. Next thing you know, you're sliding down there. It would be very easy in several different spots in that area. We're talking about like maybe a 50-foot or longer stretch of landscape there that would be very easy to just peek in. You'll see clothes over there and, debris and stuff. But my thought is this is going to be interesting to see what her blood alcohol content was, because girl was, I'm guaranteeing, I mean, she's wearing a tube top. Nothing wrong with wearing a tube top, but she's wearing a tube top. So she's in town to partay. I'm pretty confident in saying that. 33 years old, Alexandria Chimmel, again, forgive my pronunciation, from New Jersey, in town visiting a friend. So she's captured on all these security cameras. Last she's walking First and Woodland. Now there's no reason to be over in that area. There really isn't. Unless you're going to take the Woodland Street Bridge to go over to East Nashville, to keep going down First, and that will take you into the Germantown area where there are like condos and apartments and restaurants and things like that, but it's a little bit of a haul. It's a walk. Or to go to that parking garage that's right there. That's the only 3 reasons you need to be in that area. Or unless you're homeless, camping out there to get some shelter. There's no reason to be there. And no reason to be there if you're not from here at 2 o'clock in the morning, unless you're going to do one of those 3 things. And definitely not alone. So camera crews are there, and they're recording everything, trying to do a story on it. Police have put drones out in the area. They're doing like a heat search kind of situation. They're trying to find the girl. So she goes missing. It's just minutes after I think this last picture was taken. Very easily, bloop, bloop. So we're talking around 2 a.m. she falls into the river, in my estimation. And as they're reporting, you got the camera crews there, here she pops up. Like she's crawled up, and that's a drop. I forget how many feet they say that it's a drop off. It's a big drop off. And you can tell she was in the water because her hair was wet, her jeans were all muddy. So she went into the water, but managed to climb herself out. So we're talking from 2 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. That's a lot of time. She had to be exhausted. And she's this big around. She came up saying that she was thirsty, and she didn't know how she got in the river. Again, now there are a lot of instances where people are getting drugged in their drinks, so that's a possibility. And I thought that might also be possible with Riley. My bet is 2 o'clock in the morning is when the bars last call. You can't buy alcohol after 2 a.m. So they're probably going to go back to the room. They're probably trashed by then. And that is how she fell into the water. So she gets out, thirsty, doesn't know how she got into the river. They evaluate her there on the scene, and then they put her in an ambulance to take her to the hospital to get her checked out. So luckily, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that she lived. That's a long drop. And if you're drunk already, getting into the water and trying to pull yourself up, she must have really lucked out and found a place that wasn't too deep that she went into. It's insane. But here's the thing. Buddy system. This is why I scream the buddy system. It's so important. Like, never leave your person. Never let them walk off by themselves. Don't you walk off and leave your friend alone. The buddy system is so crucial anywhere, but especially in Nashville. And don't get me wrong, I want you to come here. I want you to have a good time, but just use your head. If you have so much alcohol that you don't know where you're going, and again, unless that friend lived over in the Germantown area or across the river. But again, why would you be walking there 2 o'clock in the morning? That's insane, especially by yourself, you know. Not that you can't, but if you're that drunk, now, I wouldn't mind. I can walk around there 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not worried. But I'm not totally drunk that I don't know where I'm going. So just come on. Use some common sense and have fun. But at some point, some of these bartenders had to have seen how messed up she was. Again, unless she's not. Which is where, if they do blood, where I'm sure they're going to do blood work. And it comes back, I'm curious what her level, her blood alcohol level is going to be. I'm betting it's going to be up there with Riley. Because again, both of them, they parallel. Both of them are on like 3rd and Broadway. Both of them end up there, nowhere near where they're supposed to be. I'm assuming she's not supposed to be in that area. And both of them end up in the river. So I don't know if we need to put up like barricades on that river that we've never had to have before to keep people from falling in. I don't mean to make light of it, but I kind of do. I mean, there's no reason to fall in the river. There's no reason. But I can see how it happens. And for her to fall in, and, you know, there's homeless over there, like I said, but they may be asleep. They may not have even known she fell in. You know, it would have been very easy. And people kind of cut in there, you know, quite a bit for shits and giggles to see what's going on. But, whew, so let this be 2 cautionary tales. You know, Riley and this lady, Alexandria. Drinking, fine. Buddy system, very important. Checking out how deep the river is, not a good idea. All right, so thank you for coming to Nashville, but be safe. And thank you for watching this channel. If you did enjoy it, click on the little thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't done it already, and the little bell to get notifications. It would mean the world to me. And thank you so much for watching, and come back and see me again.